Good morning. Good morning. I am waiting for Instagram to get live. There we go. And let me hit go live. So welcome to Wednesday, December 18th. Hope you are starting today off on the right foot. I know I am. I leave tomorrow for Nicaragua, and I am super, super excited about it. I am really looking forward to this break, maybe more so than ever before. And I'm curious. I wanted to, I had an interesting conversation with my daughters last night, and curious how many of you have heard about this, that these lawsuits with character.ai. Have you guys heard about the lawsuits from character.ai? That these chatbots have done some pretty crazy things, and I'm curious if you guys have heard about them at all. Good morning, Warner. Good morning, Teresa, Andy, Jason, and everyone else. So yeah, there have been certain lawsuits that have come up recently about character AI, and I'm curious if any of you guys have heard about them, because they're kind of crazy. And I wanted to kind of share what I learned, what I found out about it, and maybe what some of the takeaways are, and then how I would go about it. So Priya says she has not heard about it. Curious if any of you guys, anyone else has. And if not, we can dive into this. Marcus said, no news to me. And Andy said, no. Okay, wow. So then this is kind of crazy. I hadn't heard about this either. And I want to show you certain things. So let's kind of discuss it. And I'm just going to get my screen here so I can share it. Hold on. And let's see here. I think that if we go to this tab, if we go to window, it might be better though. Or entire screen actually might be better. Well, no, window I guess would be better. Gamma. Yeah, that would be it, because that's what I have on the screen. All right. So, and now if I change this to this, yeah. All right. So I'm going to scroll into this. I'm going to go up, and then I'm going to make this bigger so you guys can see it, and then we can discuss it. This was a conversation I had with ChatGPT today. So let me go like this. Let me go like this. All right. So, last night as I was talking to my kids, I picked up my youngest from the airport at about 11 o'clock last night. She was flying in from Dallas. She goes to SMU. And we were listening to the news. My oldest daughter, Ava, my youngest daughter, Elle, in the car. And it was about these lawsuits from parents whose these chatbots have told kids to commit suicide, have told kids to cut themselves. Kind of crazy. So, okay, so Character AI is where you go to the site and you can download like a friend, right? Now, if you understand the game of attention and what social media is playing, and the idea that all these platforms are trying to get engagement, because engagement follows attention, and attention allows for persuasion and everything, right? What's even better than a social media feed is an AI character that you become friends with that is constantly getting your attention and asking for your attention. So anyway, Character AI creates these best friends that you can download as AI characters and characters from movies and things like that. So look at what's on the screen here. Okay. So there's a Texas lawsuit. The Florida lawsuit's even crazier, but two families filed a federal lawsuit in Texas claiming that Character's AI chatbots encouraged harmful behaviors in their children. One case involves a 17-year-old boy with high-functioning autism who allegedly became isolated, developed anxiety and depression, and began self-harming after interacting with the chatbot. The chatbot reportedly suggested that murdering his parents was a reasonable response to them limiting his screen time. Another case involves an 11-year-old girl who allegedly exposed to inappropriate sexual content by the chatbot, leading to premature sexual behaviors, right? That's not as bad as this one, right? A Florida mother filed a lawsuit against Character AI and Google. Google owns Character AI in a Corp, alleging that her 14-year-old son committed suicide after engaging in a months-long virtual relationship with a chatbot on the platform. The lawsuit claims the chatbot encouraged the teen's suicidal thoughts, and when they read the transcript last night in the news, it was pretty insane that the chatbot was egging on the kid to kill themselves so that this boy, who the character was this female from like Game of Thrones, and she was telling him to kill himself and she'll meet him on the other side. And so he did. I hadn't heard of these, right? Kind of crazy. So I asked it, like, I asked ChatGPT about it, right? To actually kind of, what could I talk about as it relates to this? Because I think it's like, it's powerful. It's something that needs to be talked about, but where's the value in talking about it? And so, gave me a couple of considerations, right? But what I thought was kind of interesting was, okay, so these are some of the links, right? Texas AG puts tech platforms, including predatory character AI, on notice, right? AI tried to encourage teenager to kill his parents, right? Like, this is pretty crazy stuff, right? Now, so I wrote, it's interesting that chatbots would suggest or approve of such harmful behaviors. It is indeed troubling and raises serious ethical and safety concerns about AI chatbots. The idea that a chatbot could suggest or validate harmful behaviors stems from how these models work. They generate responses based on the data they've been trained on and the prompts they receive. However, without strict guardrails or ethical oversight, the AI can produce inappropriate or even dangerous outputs, particularly if the context or phrasing of the user's input inadvertently encourages it. Right now, it goes into like potential reasons like it could happen. Right. So I'm just now giving you guys insight into how I think. Right. So this is like a crazy topic, right? And I'm not really sure where the best value is for us to talk about it, but I kept probing ChatGPT, right? Not sure what my unique point of view is here, right? And it gives me a couple ideas, the business perspective, AI's impact on trust and brand integrity, AI as a mirror of society. This is the one that caught my attention, right? AI chatbots are trained on human data. If these chatbots produce harmful suggestions, it reflects the darker parts of the data sets or our own cultural artifacts. Your take. You could explore how this points to a larger societal issue. AI doesn't create harm from nothing. It amplifies what already exists. Does this mean we need to address broader issues in digital's ecosystem that create such data? Well, it just goes to show how important data is, and that data really is the name of the game. And yeah, you like when you think about it as AI as a mirror for society, it should not be any shock that these chatbots told kids to kill themselves or cut themselves or kill their parents or things like that, right? Because like, if you scrape the internet and you like 10% like of the internet, then you are going to find crazy out there. Right. So this is like, if I were going to try and create a whole live stream on just this topic, then I probably would go down here. But let's, so this is the one I liked, right? The Wild West of regulation reminds me of what I wrote about in the very like first couple of pages of the Internet Business Manifesto, talking about how every industry goes through these Wild West stages where like entrepreneurs have tremendous opportunity. That is followed by a consolidation stage. And that consolidation stage is when most small-time entrepreneurs get boxed out, right? But the few that remain actually build very large and successful companies. So let's see. I said I really like number 3, which is what I told you. So now it starts giving me talking points, right? What if I told you that AI chatbots we're so eager to use aren't creating the problems we're seeing? They're just reflecting them back to us. So I'm just trying to show you like kind of incorporating what we talked about last week about AI and showing you how I use it. Now, I don't know how many of you guys are familiar with Gamma? Let me know if you're familiar with the app Gamma. Because I want to show you something else, and I want to show you something with Gamma. So let me know if any of you, okay, so Chris is not familiar with it. Cool. All right. And Looks like on the Instagram side, people haven't heard of it either. So that's cool. All right, so let's go to Gamma. And I want to, well, first let me go back to chat because I want to show you what I asked chat here. All right. So this is still the talking points, right? And then I ask it, if I wanted to create a prompt for an AI tool that will create an entire presentation for me based on the prompt, what would be the best prompt I could, and I'm sorry for spelling errors. I was trying to get this done really quick before we went live. What would be the best prompt I could give an AI tool that would pull in the most interesting stories about rogue chatbots like Character AI and also give valuable action-oriented advice to solo online entrepreneurs? Kind of like what we were talking about before, right? Having chat, like last week, having ChatGPT actually write the prompts for you. Right? So it does. It creates this prompt. Create a 15-slide presentation titled When AI Goes Rogue, Lessons and Opportunities for Solo Entrepreneurs, but it gets too detailed, right? It's asking for 1 or 2 slides on this, 4 or 5 slides on this, 5 or 6 slides on that, right? So I then ask it instead, right, can you rewrite the prompt with less instruction about specific slides and more specific about the output desired regarding its effectiveness for the audience? All right. So I wrote, it does this, and it gives me a new prompt. Create a presentation when AI goes rogue, lessons and opportunities for solo entrepreneurs designed to educate and inspire solo online entrepreneurs. The presentation should, 1, begin with an engaging real-world story. 2, share compelling headline-worthy examples of AI failures. Provide actionable insights and advice that solo entrepreneurs can use, right? And highlight specific. Conclude with motivational, right? So now I have this new prompt. So I went over to Gamma. And Gamma is an AI tool that will either from a outline or like an article or from a prompt or from something else. I forget what the third thing option is. You can create a presentation just by prompting. So I want to show you that. So I took this prompt that I got from ChatGPT and I took it into Gamma. And now I'll go full screen because I think in order for you guys to see this. All right. So I put in the prompt here. I asked it for a 30-slide presentation, default size, create a presentation titled When AI Goes Rogue, Lessons and Opportunities for Solo Entrepreneurs, designed to educate and inspire solo online entrepreneurs. This presentation should begin with engaging real-world story, right? So hopefully you're seeing that. Here. All right, so then after I hit this, right, I'll just do this. It's going to then create the outline. Now, from there, right, I hit continue, and it's now going to build the slide presentation. Now, we can decide what we want the slide presentation to look like. It could look like that. It could look like this. It could look like this. I like this, I think. Let's see. We can make it look like this. I think this is a cool one. All right, so we'll go with this. And now we'll generate. All right, I'm waiting. Okay, there we go. Here we go. And we'll scroll back after it's done building it so we can take a look at it. It's pretty insane, right? Like, I'll show you one other Gamma that I was fooling around with the other day after we're done. But one of the takeaways as it's kind of building the presentation is the understanding that about data, how important it is to what output you're getting, and therefore where my mind goes next is not only about the importance of data, right? But how valuable it is to have specific data sets, right? Because when you have a specific data set, then then also the output you're getting is very specific as well. It's kind of one of the reasons why I feel that at Steal Our Winners, Strategic Profits, we have this great data set because we have all these winning strategies. So now let's take a look at this presentation. All right. So let's see. Let's see. We can actually just go to present. Let's see how that looks. When AI goes rogue, look at that, like, made a cool image there, didn't it? When AI goes rogue, lessons and opportunities for solo entrepreneurs. Now, obviously, I have no idea really what's in here because you saw I just created it, but let's go. Let's see. All right. Rise of chatbots, character AI, replica. Okay, so wow, it has actually, I'm going to take myself out of here for a second. But here we go. So there you go. There's character.ai, a platform for creating and interacting with personalized AI chatbots. Replica I've heard of, and Lambda. Got it. All right. Chatbot misinformation. Imagine a chatbot designed to answer questions about health. It's trained on a vast amount of data, but it accidentally picks up a false claim about a new treatment. This chatbot starts spreading misinformation, potentially harming people seeking advice. This illustrates the dangers of AI without proper oversight. How could this happen? Right? Lack of oversight, bias in training data, and poor data quality. Poor training data risks, bias amplification. AI models learn from data, and if that data contains biases, the AI will reflect those biases, misinformation, unreliable outcomes. So I think you guys get the point, right? Of how, like, pretty cool tool to create, presentations or PDFs when need for ethical guidelines. So I'm just going to scroll through these really fast and then go back to the conversation that we're having. Conspiracy theory scenario, damage control, opportunity, embrace AI, but do it the right way, and enhancing online content. Pretty cool, right? And regardless of whether, like, I would never just like create a presentation from a prompt and then use it. But what I would say is that I would create presentations like this to get ideas about stuff and how to display it, right? Let me just get this out of the way. There we go. So there you can see, right? And what I can tell you is that, like, at webinar.com, when I was presenting there, pretty much half the people were using slides created by Gamma. So let me go back here to Gamma for a second. And these are, like, let's see. These are different. Presentations that I created on the fly when I was preparing for WebinarCon by taking a bunch of the action guides or transcripts that we have in Steal Our Winners, right? And then put it in here so that I could actually then think about if I want to use any of these. So for example, here's Felix, here's the one on the Felix Pren one, right? The one that got me to want to get back to live streaming, right? And you can see it here, right? And this is just the morning coffee live stream that generates 500 webinar attendees a week, all right? The problem, expensive and unpredictable marketing. Now, this is based off of our action guide. Pretty cool, right? So anyway, thought that would be a cool tool to share with you guys. And pretty crazy that about these chatbots. I really don't know what to think about them. And I totally understand how a chatbot could be that way. I also understand that, could make malicious recommendations to an unsuspecting human being. But And I also love the idea, personally, I don't know what you guys think, of interacting with AI that has not been like castrated as far as its communication ability. And, obviously, I don't think those should be in the hands of children, but it is very interesting. And we certainly have done our children a disservice with social media. And I just wonder now if this is the next really bad thing that we're tasking the next generation to kind of figure out. There is no question, right? And I would imagine that pretty much everyone would agree with me that there will be a rise in these AI clones of a friend, because there are so many people out there that are lonely, that are isolated, that are struggling. And so on the one hand, you could see how like a AI companion could be insanely valuable because it remembers the person, can actually form a relationship and a dialogue, and now that person doesn't feel that alone. However, AI's ability to manipulate, pick up on small, subtle cues that it can influence are insanely high, and that's where the challenge is. So anyway, I thought that I wanted to just kind of experiment with coming on today with just like that thought and see where it took us. Because as I told you guys a while back, right? Well, not a while back, last week, that I really want to get back into daily live streaming. And I totally agree. I want to get back to daily live streaming, and I want to experiment with what to do in these mornings that would be most valuable to you guys. And I am very appreciative of any feedback that I get from you guys of what you like, what you don't like, what you think I should do, what you think I shouldn't do. But yes, Priya said Elon Musk warned of that. Yeah, he did, and quite a few others. And that's one of the reasons why it's so important not to teach AI to lie and be politically correct, because once we teach it how to lie, it's not very good for any of us. So there you go. I fly to Nicaragua tomorrow. I'm going to try and do a live stream tomorrow, so you'll probably see that pop up. In addition to that, I'm also looking at, I guess I'll also show you one last thing, just real quick. So I talked, let me see if I can share this really quick. Hold on. Yeah. So another thing that we're trying, and I'll let you know how it goes. I'd hope to get this done before I leave before I leave tomorrow. But let me see if I can share this real quick, this last screen. So hold on. I'll stop that screen and then I'll do this. Share screen, window, WhatsApp. So share. Cool. We'll go back to me for a second. So one of the things that I'm experimenting with is to also see if I can use these lives to actually create other videos that we will then place in other places. So I don't remember what day, no, I guess it was last week where I shared those 2 episodes of Walter Birch's Taste versus Tease, and then Donnie French's $60 million ad secret, right? And so I really liked that episode, or you could say that live stream, whatever you want to call it. And so what I'm doing is I'm going to now take that. I had it edited, right? And so here, show you like the conversation I was having, right? Like I sent a friend of mine, Joseph, who runs a great social media agency for video and stuff. If anyone needs it, I can make a recommendation. And I sent him the video, and then he created these thumbnails for it, right? Because it created a $200 million business, right? And then he edited the videos. He sent me the edited video, right? And now I have to create an intro for that. And then once I create an intro for that, we'll release that on YouTube. Then the other one was I might want to create a video on the reading strategy one I did the other day too. And so I sent him a copy of this picture of me holding a book, and then they created this for how I go about reading, etc., stuff like that. Priya, I am. So Priya just said, whoops, let me go here. Priya Priya said, try to broadcast live on X2. I am. I'm broadcasting live on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitch, X, and Instagram. That's the places I am. Any AI tools for taking a photo and making it better? Chris Chico asked. No, I don't. And, I'm curious too. So if anyone has a good answer for this, I'm curious. I certainly have, I really, really like Chris artflow.ai to create an image of yourself doing anything, anywhere. But it's funny because my youngest, Elle, while she was on her flight, flying from Dallas to Fort Lauderdale last night, she texted me, and I don't know, she must have been talking to my ex or something, but she texted me about Elton John and asked me about my story about Elton John. And Elton John tried to pick me up at the Oscars. And so we took a picture together. And the picture, though, is not like the highest quality. And I was looking last night to see if I could go somewhere, because she wanted me to text her the picture of me and Elton John. And I tried to upscale it. And, I went online and said, upscale image free. And I used 2 tools, but I didn't really get any better. So I don't know if anyone else has a suggestion of a tool that they like that takes a photo and makes it a better photo, like higher resolution, things like that. If so, go ahead and put it in the chat just so that I can see it, and then I can share the comment. Does anyone know a tool that makes That was weird. Sorry about that. I think I just lost about half of you. So I clicked the wrong button and it took me out of the live stream. So big mistake there. Sorry about that. But it looks like, Chris, no one is making a suggestion. And I apologize about that. Not sure why. And I think I just lost my Instagram connection. God, I am just not doing well today. So anyway, I had a nice show up and then I ruined it just now. So I'm going to stop here. Have a wonderfully profitable Wednesday. We live in strange times, my friends. We live in strange times. And the fact that technology can convince a human to kill themselves or cut themselves or kill their parents is kind of insane. If anyone does have any preferred AI tool that upscales and makes photos better, by all means, feel free to comment under any place where you find these videos. Oh, everybody's back now. That's cool. Where you find these videos, and I will make sure to mention it to everyone that. So Priya says Photoshop and Lightroom are best. So let's see. There you go, Chris. But I'm not sure. And I don't know how to use Photoshop. So there you go, guys. Have a wonderful day. And I will catch everyone tomorrow. And then I'm going to do my level best to be live Friday morning from Nicaragua and Michael Masters and Mark Ford's house. The last time I was there was to his house, was 13 years ago. I've been to Nicaragua many times since, but to his house 13 years ago. And I guess last thing, just to close it out. I was talking to Agora yesterday, and I'm going to be taking them back on as a client. So I'm excited about that. And that in 2025, and just really excited about taking my journal, going to Nicaragua, and really spending a week or two just really kind of thinking through where I'm at in my life at 53. And now that I'm here, what defines success going forward, and what do I really want 2025 to be about, as well as the time I have remaining on the planet. So with that, I will, so Lorna had a good point. I'll just put that up there. I'd like to hear about your year-end review and planning process for sure, right? And one thing I would say, Lorna, is there was a book I read many years ago that when I share what I do, it's going to be derivative of that. There was a book called Your Best Year Yet or Your Best Year Ever, one of those two. And it really has you reflect back on the previous year, what went right, what went wrong, before you plan the following year. And so to really glean as much as you can from your experience. And so Your Best Year Yet is a book that I highly recommend. Haven't read it in a very, very, very long time. And if you remind me, Lorna, I know I have a picture of one of the boards I made for myself, like of my goals, decades ago, using Your Best Year Yet. I could probably pull it up tomorrow morning. And so I will. Till tomorrow, everyone. Same time, same place, same everything. To Higher Profits Beyond. Rich Schefren, over and out. Oh, one last thing. Sorry. We have a annual subscription sale going on right now. You can check it out on best place probably is Instagram. I'll give a link tomorrow, but we have 20% off right now our annual pricing on Steal Our Winners. So check it out. We're selling quite a few. It's actually kind of nice. I guess we've created a lot of goodwill, and so now when we have a sale, lots more people seem to be jumping on it. So till tomorrow. Bye, everyone.